All right. Let's look through this. So this is, again, quite literally the situation on page 105 in your book. Which, if you look, the next homework is on page 105. Oh my goodness. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of be interpreting these quadratics in terms of words and figuring out what the heck it means. So highway patrol officers use this formula, which I've given you here. That is very skinny highlighter. Okay, so you're given this formula to predict or analyze the stopping distance. Oh, like how that overlapped. I've never had to actually do that before. There we go. Better. So predict or analyze the stopping distance. So D stands for distance. Oop. There we go. Oh my gosh, this thing is moving at the pace of the snail. There we go. So the stopping distance for certain speeds. S stands for speed. So what we're going to do is we're going to put into words what this means by interpreting it. And we're just going to put things in words, okay? So, again, the formula's here. It's here, and it's split across the line because choices. Okay? So if we look at our little equation, which I'm going to write up top because I don't like it split over the line. Zero 0.05 s squared plus 1.1 s. Okay, so if we look at our questions here, what has been substituted in? The distance. So when distance is 180. We could solve to find out what the speed is, which is exactly what we're asked to do. In order to solve and find out what that speed is, oh my gosh, my screen is being a total jerk. There we go. We need to take this and we need to make it equal 0. So what do I do to make this equal 0? Subtract the 180. We're going to have 0 equals 0.05 s squared plus 1.1 s minus 180. And then what you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and solve that. We're going to try and figure out what s is. You could try and factor that. We've got decimals and we go, oh, because gross. We could see if there's a GCF we could pull out, maybe 1/100th. That'll let us put it up as whole numbers at least, which would give us 5, 11, and 18,000, which is going to be unpleasant to factor. Or we can use our quadratic formula and type things into the calculator because calculators are awesome. We just have to be really, really careful on what's A, what's B, and what's C. So let's identify those. What is our A here? 0.05. What is B? 1.1. And what's C? Negative 180. That's why it's really, really important that we set it equal to 0. Because if we just left it as it was over this way, we would wind up with a positive 180, which would make things go all kinds of wonky. So it's super duper important we set it equal to 0. And all we're going to do is we're going to type this into our calculator and get our two solutions. My thing I'll do it. So we're going to have x equals negative b, negative 1.1, plus or minus the square root of 1.1 squared minus 4 times that, 0.05, a times c, negative 180, divided by 4a. And we can type that into the calculator and get our two solutions. Which, let's see if that'll let me do it. It's not even opening it on the wrong screen. Come on, open my calculator. There we go. Now it's coming. And we can type this in the calculator. Let's make the calculator not tiny because that was silly. Where we have our fraction and we go to the point that I can actually see what it is. Negative b, 1.1, plus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a, which is 0.05. So it's a whole lot of work for a 50. So one of our answers is 50. And then we're going to do the whole thing again and see what we get for the minus sign. There we go. And we get negative 72. So our two solutions are 50 and negative 72. What do the x of 50 and x of negative 72 stand for in terms of this problem? Our speed. So if a highway patrol officer measured somebody's, the skid marks when you brake the car and you go like, as 180 feet, how fast were they going? Which one of those makes sense? 50. You go 50 miles an hour. You do not go negative 72 miles an hour. We're not unmiling an hour. Even if you're going backwards, you're still going 50 miles an hour. You're just going backwards. Okay, so most likely this person is going 50 miles an hour. So sometimes when we are interpreting these, we're going to have to logic a little bit. I don't talk about, even if I'm going backwards, going negative 72 miles an hour. We don't go negative miles an hour unless we're time traveling, which would be cool, but we don't have that right now. And in which case, I don't think you make skid marks. Okay, so it's the same vibe for B. That is like all of what this A would be. We talk about when distance is 180, our speed is going to be 50. So this is going to look at when your distance of the braking, so how long it takes for you to stop, is 95. how fast are you going? So you guys can do that one. I want to talk through the other direction of it. So now what information has been substituted in? Speed. Yeah, on these ones, we're given a speed. So when you're going 45 miles an hour, what it's asking is how long does it take for you to stop? And how could we evaluate that? How can we evaluate that? Plug it in, plug it in. Just straight up type it in the calculator. So let's do C together. There's my desktop. So to evaluate it, we're just going to straight up type it in. Our 0.05 times 45 squared. Parentheses squared. No. What's going on? There we go. Parentheses squared. Haha. Plus 1.1 times 45. You can just straight up type it in like that. Boop. Straight up type it in. 150.75. What is the 150.75 mean, words-wise? Our distance. The distance it takes to stop. If I'm going 45 miles an hour and I slam on my brakes, I will stop in 150.75 feet. That's why we have to be aware of our surroundings when we drive. We do not stop instantly. So when your speed is 45 miles an hour, according to this calculation, it takes 150.75 feet to stop. And that depends on all kinds of things like rain and road conditions and how new your brakes are, but in general, it's kind of a vibe. Okay? So that is, I believe, about half of the campus assignment right there. Points. Take them. We have two more just like it. The 95 and the 60. And I straight up showed you how to do those. So please do the homework. Okay, so let me pull up the Canvas homework just so we can see it. That was a good chunk of what it is, as I recall. So it also talks about graphs there. Oh, I love when my screen does that. Cancel. Remote desktop. Okay. Ooh, I love it. It froze my computer. Fantastic. Ooh, it froze hard. Only thing I can do is interact with the calculator. Close you. I cannot move Chrome page. Love it. I cannot end Chrome. Love it. All right, so I'm gonna have to do that. So, yeah, a lot of the questions are. There we go. Let me end Chrome, please. Task Manager. Oh my gosh. There we go. So a lot of the questions are up on Canvas, just like that. There is also a graph built in there so that you can do some graphing things. So you can see it. There's a Desmos question built in. So let me restore. Aha, now I can do it. So this is exactly what yours will look like. So there's a graph up here you can use so you can take screenshots of stuff. When you hit begin, it should show up at the top. Yep, right there. You can see it still. So there's straight up, here's the questions that we just talked through. You can make a graph or show your work and put a picture in. Answer the question here. What did you get? Put it in words, putting it in context. Okay? So then there's another set of it down here using a very similar question. But this is the, it's the next one on the page. Just after the speed question. Okay, it's a football question. It's the height of a football. Okay, so it's doing all of page 105 and it's asking you to show your work and or show a graph on how you figured it out. Okay, so we did several of these questions together. So free answers. Please do the homework. You do the homework. Okay. Easy points. I literally gave you half the points. If you only put in the things we did together, it's still some points. Do the homework. All right. So you guys are actually going to get the rest of this time to finish this up so that you don't have to do it over the weekend. Oh my gosh, please do homework. Holy cow. Because I have very few friends who have all the homework in. In fact, I'm not entirely sure that I have any friends that have all the homework in. Might have one. Okay, so please, please, please do the thing. Do the thing. And I will get things updated and graded as much as I can. Okay, yeah, I might have a friend. I think I have 2 friends that have all the homework in all of my prime classes. 2. Okay, so do the thing, ask questions. I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to walk through stuff with you. Like, I will go through all of them with you if you want me to, but just not as a group, because we can talk through it, okay? So work on stuff, ask questions, let me help you. I'd be happy to help you. I want to help you. Do the homework, ask the questions, all that jazz. I retitled it after I wrote the PowerPoints, so it is not called 6BH2. It is, how do I write without a stylus? T6H6, because it's all of homework 6. And it is page 105. Plus some graphs or plus some work. So practice with the graphing, practice using the software, practice recognizing graphs and what they mean. Okay? So use that, ask questions, go through stuff. Please do the homeworks, please do the homeworks, please do the homeworks. And you guys have 20 minutes to do it.